So you should have clicked on the link and followed it to this page where you would have been able to play with the a, b, and c of the quadratic function you see here so that the ball goes into the hoop. So when I played around with this, I found that the first thing I should do is adjust my c value to get to 4, because then I'm at the correct starting point. And then from there, so c being the thing that moves it up and down, right? From there, a and b sort of tell me how tall and how wide the parabola is. And I found that it was easier to start by messing around with b and sort of trying to aim so that the quadratic or the parabola is going through the hoop, and then bringing it down a little bit with a. So this was the hard part, right? It was like, how do I adjust it until the parabola is outlining the ball, right? So it just took a lot of like tweaking. And then I finally got to something like this, right? This is also my final product for the other one. So then you should have typed in for the equation, the coefficient for x squared, which is a, would have been negative 0.2. So negative 0.2 x quantity squared plus 1.7x. And I got that from the b value. And then c is just plus c, so our c value is 4. And then you'll see that they line up. This isn't perfect, and I'm sure some of you got it way more perfect than I did, but it should be around these numbers. So around negative 0.2, around 1.7, right? And then when you went back over and answered these questions, how did a affect the parabola? Well, let's go back and look at that. A makes it wider and narrower, right? So wider and narrower. How does b affect the parabola? B makes it taller and it moves it sideways, right? I'm seeing it move to the left and then to the right, to the left, to the right, but it's also getting taller as well. And then how does c affect the height of how did c affect the parabola? C just moves it up and down. It's the vertical movement, right? And then how are a and the shape of the parabola related? Well, A is super important. So A, if we play with it, if we pull it all the way over, right? See how now it's facing up, it's concave up? Well, and then as soon as we get to 0, 0, it's a straight line. And then once we go negative, it becomes concave down. And that is because A, otherwise known as the leading coefficient, affects concavity. So when A is positive, it's concave up, and when A is negative, it's concave down. How are C and the height of the shooter related? Well, C directly affects the height of the graph, right? And the starting point. So C and the height of the shooter, we had to adjust C until we got to the height of the shooter, the guy shooting the ball, right? So C and his height should be the same, or at least the place where he launched the basketball at first.